Hey guys, it's Chris. Today, let's just jump into it. 4 tips on a great engagement session. We're going to be talking about how to plan the photo shoot. The number one thing you have to do when planning an engagement session is to have a location. And it's incredibly helpful if you can know that location in advance, especially if you've shot another photo shoot there in the past. If you've picked a location that you haven't shot at before, there's a couple things you can do to help yourself out. One, if it's pretty close to you, you can just go drive there maybe a few days in advance before the photo shoot, just to kind of see the area for yourself, really walk around and see what you'd want to use as a background, where the lighting is coming from, where the angle of the sun is at during a certain time of day. Especially, it's really good to use some type of sun tracker app. Some of them are very easy to use and free. You just point your phone up at the sky and it'll show you kind of the trajectory of the sun over the course of a day. So if you're planning something near sunset, it's really helpful to know when the sun is going to kind of pass below the tree line, because then you lose a lot of lighting. So you want to plan before that. Another thing you can do if you haven't shot at a location before is go on like Instagram or Facebook, find other photographers who have shot at that location. If you just search in the area and then pull up tagged photos, just look at the kind of angles that they went for, maybe even message some of them and just ask like, hey, how did you get up to this one spot? Or, what was your favorite area of this place during your photo shoot? A lot of people are friendly and will be willing to help you out and give some tips. However, like I said, it is much better if you personally have shot a session at a location before bringing a new couple to it. You're just going to have a better feeling for the whole place, and it's just going to be a much easier experience. Number 2 tip I'll get into is weather and rain dates. So obviously, if you're doing your engagement session outdoors, weather can be a big problem. If it's going to rain or snow, snow can be pretty cool sometimes, even rain if the couple's down for it. But most of the time, people want good weather. Cloudy days are definitely okay because you're going to avoid some harsh sunlight if that's not what you're going for. Any kind of weather situation can work out. Just make sure that you're keeping in touch with the couple beforehand. So let's say if I have a shoot scheduled for Saturday, the Saturday beforehand, I'm going to start looking at my weather app and just seeing, is there any chance of rain? If it's saying like 0% chance, then I feel pretty good. I'll still check in a few days. But if it's saying, 50 to 100% chance of rain, I'm definitely going to want to alert the couple of that in advance as early as possible. Just say something like, hey guys, I know we have our shoot planned for Saturday. It is looking like a high chance of rain. We can reschedule, but maybe let's wait a few days, see if the forecast improves. Because it's definitely happened to me a ton of times where it is like almost definitely looking like rain for a certain day. And then the day comes and it's just a little cloudy, maybe it drizzles in the morning, but then it's totally fine for the rest of the day. And we could have just kept our session on that day and made things easier for everyone. And honestly, sometimes having a little bit of clouds in the sky is really cool, especially after it's rained in the morning. I usually find that's when the best sunsets happen. It's like there's a lot of humidity in the air. There's a lot more for the sun colors to bounce off of in the atmosphere. And so you get a lot of these really nice colors in the sky that are bouncing off of the clouds. Something big to consider when there's a risk of having to reschedule is that a lot of times gals are getting their hair and makeup and nails done just for this photo shoot, sometimes the day of. And if you're springing on them after they've already booked all these appointments for hair, makeup, nails, and the day of, you're kind of springing on them, oh guys, it looks like it's going to be bad weather, let's postpone. They're going to say, it's going to be really hard to postpone all these appointments now, or they might have already even gotten the hair done in the morning and stuff like that. So like I said, it's really good to just plan in advance. If you can let them know like 3 to 5 days ahead of time, they might be able to reschedule some of those appointments to later on when you need a better date. Another small life hack in checking the weather and forecast is that let's say you're living somewhere and you're doing this photo shoot an hour away from your home. And right now at home, the conditions are pretty good. But if you look up the weather in that place that you're shooting at, there's a chance of rain. Sometimes what you can do, depending on the location, is look up online if there are any kind of live feed, like 24/7 cameras going at that space. So I do a lot of photo shoots at the boardwalk in New Jersey, at Ocean City, Atlantic City, and a lot of those places you can just easily Google Atlantic City boardwalk live camera. Pull it up and it'll just show you a live feed of pointing at the beach or pointing at the boardwalk. Obviously, most places, if you're just shooting somewhere out in the woods or something, are not going to have this kind of camera or whatever. But if you're shooting in a major city, a big populated area, there's a chance that you can pull up one of these live cameras and really see the current conditions for yourself with your own eyes. Another important thing you can do to spice up your engagement session is ask the couple if there's anything unique they'd like to incorporate. So for example, one couple that I have booked for a wedding, they really love going to breweries. Everywhere they travel, they're going to check out a lot of local breweries, so it's a really big thing for them. For their engagement session, we decided to start off by meeting at a brewery, getting a couple beers, kind of loosen them up a little bit. We started off with something a little bit fun, and you get to use that space to get some really unique kind of photos for their experience. Going back to what I said before though, it's really ideal if you can know your locations in advance. So maybe just have that unique thing that they want to stop off at. Just be a quick little stop off, maybe like 15, 20 minutes, and then you take the rest of the session at somewhere that you've already prepared for. Last major tip I'll give for planning an engagement session is to create a style guide for your couples. Every photographer has a different style, the type of colors and vibe that they like to go for, and every couple has a different style. So for my style, I typically prefer neutral colors, earthy tones, solid colors, just so that outfits aren't really distracting at all. A lot of focus can be left onto the couple's emotions and expressions and the way that they interact with each other. And you don't necessarily want an outfit that's going to be super ridiculously vibrant and take away from actually seeing their emotions. However, of course, it is definitely up to the couple what they want to wear. And if they are the type of person who wants to wear very fun, colorful, vibrant, crazy patterns, then I say you let them do that and you lean into that cool style. For the most part though, a lot of people don't necessarily know how they should dress for a shoot. Obviously the couple is probably going to want to dress up a little bit as if they were going on like a fancy date or something, but they may not know exactly how to coordinate their outfits to look best on photos. So like I said, for the most part, I prefer neutral colors. If a girl's wearing a dress, definitely something like a floral pattern can work really well. But I typically suggest that they keep things pretty simple in the outfit department. Guys especially, I would just really suggest like a solid black shirt, sweater, maybe again like another kind of color that they really like, and then maybe just something like black jeans, khakis, and then some type of neutral colored boots or nice sneakers. The one thing you don't want to do is have a guy show up and he's wearing like his gym shoes with a really nice outfit and it just totally doesn't match. And it's just something you could have suggested in advance, is just make sure you're wearing nice shoes and be put together overall. For girls, I think they can have a little bit more creative freedom in what they want to wear. Like I said, there's floral patterns that look really nice, but a lot of times I even just suggest a white dress. Obviously, they're probably going to be wearing a white dress at the wedding, so to wear a white dress in the engagement shoot is kind of fitting that wedding style and making things a little bit more cohesive. I think the style guide should include photos from previous engagement sessions you've done, just to give reference to couples for what you do like in an outfit that kind of fits your style, or just what you think looks good in general. Gives them a visual to kind of go off of so that they're not, just scrambling to pick up whatever outfit might work well. Last thing you should include on the style guide is little tips that are just going to help the experience flow a little bit better, like bring a lint roller. You should probably be bringing a lint roller yourself, but just in case you forget or you happen to run out of the one that might be in your car, it's just good if the couple can bring one as well. Another thing is, don't forget your engagement ring. I know this sounds obvious, and the huge majority of my couples do remember to have their engagement ring on, but I definitely have had 1 or 2 times where the girl forgot, and they already were mostly at the location, and they didn't want to turn around and go get it. Again, it's not the end of the world. It doesn't ruin the shoot or anything like that, but I always like to get some close-up shots of the ring, and you just kind of see it with anytime they're holding hands or whatever. It just obviously is part of the wedding experience, so it's good to have the engagement ring. Other small tips would include, ironing your shirt, making sure it's not full of wrinkles, making sure you didn't just buy this shirt from Kohl's and then you took it out of the package and it has all those brand new lines from the folding, right, obvious in the center and everything. So just make sure, they're ready to have everything prepared in advance, look their best. This is the only time they're doing this engagement shoot. This is their introduction to you as a professional working with you. So really give it your best effort and show them that you're there to help them out throughout the whole experience. Now this is part 1 of this whole engagement shoot video series. So I'm gonna have a few more coming up soon. If you like this, definitely subscribe, definitely check out my Instagram, my website. Any kind of support really helps. And thank you guys again for watching.